I think the first bits and pieces, and in fact the first complete song, came together before our debut album came out, which was January of 2008. We'd been working and recording that record in New York when we had jobs and before we did our first tours. So we pretty much had that album done about a year or so before it came out. So just naturally, as we started touring and as music became our full-time thing, you know, we had ideas for songs and bits and pieces. So the one song named White Sky, we actually played for the first time on our album release show in New York, January 29th of 2008. So yeah, so pretty much since before the first album came out, we've been maybe not consciously, you know, what certain thematic things or cohesive things, but more just new songs and moving forward, so for a while. I think that Contra has more of a range of vibes and tempos and styles where there's two, you know, straight up slowish songs, especially the last one in Taxi Cab. You know, Ezra sings in different parts of his voice, whereas the first album was, you know, pretty much all like in the height of his range. So yeah, I think pretty much we wanted to encompass a wider range of feels and styles, whereas the first one was kind of all came together in a very similar way and recorded in a very similar way. This time we wanted to have a bit more of a range.
I can feel it coming.
I mean, we've never even remotely approached playing African music, mainly because we're playing stuff that we had come up with, and you know, none of us know how to ever took lessons or you know, studied African music theory or whatever. So I think it might be limiting just if that's how certain people came to the album and that's how they listened to it through like a certain lens of the preconceived notion of what they should be hearing or what they should be listening for. But for us, I mean, we've always tried to synthesize and include pretty much anything that we liked or you know, Western or non. So I think it really wasn't, that was a label ascribed to us, not really by ourselves, so we didn't really feel much connection to it.
I can feel it coming. Me and my cousins and you and your cousins. It's a line that's always running. Me and my cousins and you and your cousins. I can feel it coming.
And it doesn't seem like the musicians from Africa that we've met don't really seem too concerned about, you know, what comes from what comes from where. It seems to be more of a Western hang-up as to where everything comes from. How can you do this sort of thing? They just seem to think of it as music and take it as that.
Would you like to play there?
Africa, yeah, I mean, definitely. Well, I had a personal dream to play at some sort of World Cup event next year in South Africa. I don't think that's going to happen, though.